I'm going to lay it out for you without any fluff. I've been in the prepping game for over a decade now, and there's something I keep to myself when I'm around other preppers in my community. Everyone's running to the same stores, throwing money at identical supplies. Rice by the pallet, beans by the bucket, freeze-dried meals that cost more than a nice dinner out. Meanwhile, I've been building my stockpile with 11 different foods that nobody even glances at. When supply chains fell apart last time around, all that standard issue prepper garbage disappeared before lunch. My picks? Still sitting on the shelves, completely ignored. Item number 7 is collecting dust at your nearest Asian market right now. It'll set you back less than $3. Compare that to preppers dropping $30 on products that barely get the job done. And number 4, people have relied on it for millennia. It's dirt cheap, and this stuff will outlive your great-grandchildren. Here's the ugly truth nobody wants to admit. We're all consuming the same content, following the same influencers, and purchasing identical products. When things actually go sideways, guess what vanishes immediately? That's right, everything we all bought. I sat there in early 2020 and watched white rice get wiped out in under 3 hours. Canned beans were history by mid-afternoon. The foods I'm about to reveal to you? They sat there untouched for days. Food number 1, Bouillon cubes. Yeah, I know how that sounds. Stick with me here because this first one seems mundane, but it's absolute treasure. Bouillon cubes. They're boring. They're unglamorous. They're critical. Last year, I had a conversation with someone who's been running distribution logistics for a massive food corporation for 2 decades. He told me straight up, during supply chain disruptions, Bouillon cubes have remarkably fewer availability problems compared to rice or beans. While shelves were getting demolished, Bouillon just sat there gathering dust. Nobody wanted them. Nobody even looked at them. Let me break down why this is important. One single cube creates an entire pot of flavorful broth. The space it occupies is practically nothing. These things maintain their taste for years if you store them properly. I've got cubes that are 3 years old sitting in my stockpile, and they taste exactly like they did the day I bought them. Some of them even older than that, and they're still perfectly fine. Now picture this scenario. You're 2 weeks into eating nothing but rice and beans. What breaks you mentally? The soul-crushing, repetitive blandness of it all. Take one Bouillon cube, drop it into that rice while it's cooking, and suddenly you've got something that tastes like it came from a decent restaurant. Your family will actually want to eat it instead of forcing it down. That psychological component matters more than most people realize when you're in a long-term survival situation. I maintain a stock of approximately 500 cubes, total investment, under $30. That represents 500 meals transformed from cardboard-flavored survival rations into actual comfort food. Now compare that to freeze-dried meals that run $15 each. The math isn't complicated. You're getting better results for a fraction of the cost. Each storage approach. Remove them from those flimsy cardboard boxes immediately. Move everything into mason jars with silica gel packets inside. This keeps moisture completely away from them. Don't skip this step. Moisture is the enemy of long-term bouillon storage. Here's what the majority of preppers completely overlook. These aren't just flavor enhancers. That concentrated sodium content also functions as electrolyte replacement, which helps prevent dehydration during physical stress. When you're working hard, sweating, or dealing with illness, you need those electrolytes replaced. The military figured this out decades ago and has been using it ever since. One quick note here. If you're dealing with high blood pressure, grab the low-sodium versions or just use half a cube. Problem solved. Summer, you still get the flavor and benefits without overdoing the sodium intake. Nobody's going to fight you for Bouillon cubes during a crisis. That's precisely why they deserve a spot in your stockpile. While people are throwing punches over the last bag of rice, you're calmly picking up bouillon that will make your existing rice stockpile actually edible. Food number 2, nutritional yeast. This one sounds bizarre to most preppers, but it's completely changed my approach. Before you close this tab thinking I'm about to push vegan hippie nonsense on you, just listen for a minute. I'm not trying to convert you to anything. I'm trying to help you survive better. Nutritional yeast is deactivated yeast that has a cheese-like flavor profile. It's absolutely packed with B vitamins and complete protein, and it maintains quality for up to 2 years when stored in an airtight container. Make absolutely sure you're buying fortified nutritional yeast if you want those vitamin B12 benefits. The unfortified varieties won't deliver that nutritional boost. Check the label carefully before purchasing. It provides savory, cheesy flavor to whatever bland stockpile food you're eating without requiring any refrigeration. I learned about this from my neighbor who switched to a plant-based diet. She wouldn't shut up about it, so eventually I tried sprinkling some on popcorn. I was immediately hooked. Then it dawned on me, this is massively overlooked for prepping purposes. 2 tablespoons deliver 5 to 8 grams of complete protein, including all 9 essential amino acids. That's roughly equivalent to an egg. Plus, when it's fortified, you're getting a substantial dose of vitamin B12 for nervous system and brain function. That matters significantly when you're under stress and need your brain working properly. Last winter, we lost power for an extended period. We ended up eating a lot of rice and canned vegetables. By the 4th day, everyone was exhausted from eating the same flavorless food. The kids were complaining constantly. My wife was getting frustrated. I started adding nutritional yeast to everything we cooked. The cheesy, nutty flavor profile completely transformed the meals. My kids actually started requesting seconds instead of complaining. That's when I realized this stuff was worth its weight in gold for maintaining family morale. Storage couldn't be simpler. Use an airtight container and keep it in a cool, dark location. I use mason jars exclusively. They seal well and protect against moisture and light. Most preppers have zero awareness of this product, which means during shortage situations, it typically remains available when other things are gone. I maintain approximately 5 pounds in my stockpile. Bulk purchasing runs me around $40 to $50. You're getting a shelf-stable cheese alternative that enhances nutrition and makes boring food actually taste good. That's invaluable for maintaining morale during extended emergencies. When your family is miserable from eating bland food day after day, morale becomes a survival issue. One warning, some individuals are sensitive to yeast products. Start with small quantities first to test your tolerance. Don't buy 5 pounds and then discover you're sensitive to it. Number 3 is sitting right there at every grocery store, but almost nobody stocks it. Full-fat canned coconut milk, not coconut water, not those beverage cartons. I'm talking about the thick, creamy stuff sitting in the international aisle. In any survival situation, fat is critical. Your body requires it for energy production, for absorbing fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, for maintaining body temperature in cold conditions, and for proper brain function. Most common prepper foods are naturally very low in fat content. Rice contains 0 fat. Beans have almost nothing. You're missing a crucial macronutrient if you don't plan for this. 1 cup of canned coconut milk provides 48 to 57 grams of healthy fats. Most of that is medium-chain triglycerides, which your body metabolizes differently than other fats. MCTs are absorbed more quickly and can be used for immediate energy. That's serious and usable fuel when you need it most. I learned this lesson the hard way during a winter camping trip 3 years ago. After 3 days of consuming nothing but rice and beans in freezing temperatures, we were completely exhausted, frozen to the core, and couldn't think clearly. Our decision-making was impaired. We were moving slowly. My buddy pulled out a can of coconut milk, heated it up with some rice, and within about an hour, we all felt human again. The fat content literally saved our trip. That experience changed how I think about nutrition in survival situations. The versatility is incredible. Add it to rice for creaminess and extra calories. Stir it into soups to dramatically boost calorie content. Drink it straight when you need instant energy. Use it in coffee for sustained energy throughout the day. It's shelf-stable for 2 to 3 years, with some cans remaining good for up to 5 years. I have cans in my stockpile that are 3 years old and still perfect. Survival hack. If you need to make a meal feed more people, add coconut milk. 1 cup of rice that normally feeds 2 people becomes significantly more filling and satisfying when you add half a can of coconut milk. You're essentially stretching your food supply while making it more nutritious. Average can price is about $2, sometimes less if you shop at Asian markets. For 48 to 57 grams of healthy fats, that's phenomenal value. You'd pay significantly more for any other shelf-stable fat source with that kind of nutritional profile. Quick note, look for BPA-free cans whenever possible. BPA is an endocrine disruptor you want to avoid. Don't confuse canned coconut milk with those watered-down carton versions. They're not the same thing. The cartons are diluted coconut beverages, not the concentrated milk. Check for allergies before buying in bulk. Coconut allergies are less common than tree nut allergies, but they exist. During shortage situations, most Americans don't even think to raid the international aisle. While the main canned goods sections get completely stripped bare, Those Asian and Latin aisles frequently stay fully stocked. That's your advantage. Use it. Food number 4, Ghee. Number 4 completely changed how I think about fat storage in my prepping strategy. Ghee is clarified butter that's been used in Indian cooking for thousands of years. Regular butter requires refrigeration and goes rancid quickly, especially in warm conditions. Ghee doesn't have that problem at all. When you remove the milk solids during the clarification process, you create pure butter fat that remains shelf-stable at room temperature for months, even a year or longer. 1 tablespoon contains about 14 grams of fat and 120 calories. When you're rationing food supplies, that concentrated energy becomes extremely important. You can maintain your calorie intake without consuming massive volumes of food. Drop a spoonful into rice, spread it on bread, use it to cook vegetables. Add it to coffee for sustained energy throughout the day. The applications are nearly endless. Bonus advantage, ghee doesn't require water for storage or use, which is perfect when water is scarce. You don't need to rinse dishes as thoroughly after using ghee compared to other cooking fats. Our store-bought ghee in a properly sealed jar lasts 12 to 18 months at room temperature, and even longer if you refrigerate it. At around $10 to $15 per jar, it's definitely pricier than some options, but the convenience and taste make it completely worth the investment. Plus, you're not gambling on whether it'll still be good when you need it. Last summer, we had a week-long power outage during a heat wave. Our refrigerator was down. Everything in there spoiled. I pulled out the ghee from my stockpile. We cooked eggs, added flavor to rice, and made flatbreads. It transformed basic ingredients into meals that actually tasted normal instead of making us feel like we were eating survival rations. Keep ghee in a dark, cool location. Heat and light degrade quality over time. Always use a clean spoon every single time you access it. No double dipping with utensils that have touched other food. Properly stored ghee should smell nutty and pleasant, not sour or off. If it smells bad, it's gone bad. During a crisis situation, while other people are mourning their spoiled butter and cooking oils, you'll have months worth of cooking fat ready to use immediately. That's a significant advantage. Food number 5, dried lentils in multiple varieties. Most preppers grab brown lentils and think they're done. That's a significant mistake that shows they haven't actually tested their stockpile. Red lentils cook in just 15 minutes and break down into mush, which makes them perfect for soups, curries, and Indian-style dal. Green and brown lentils maintain their shape during cooking. Aren't great for salads and side dishes where you want texture. Black lentils, also called beluga lentils, are tiny and cook very quickly. French lentils hold their shape even better and have a slightly peppery taste. Lentils pack approximately 18 grams of protein per cooked cup, and they're loaded with fiber, iron, and folate. They're one of the most nutritionally complete plant-based foods you can possibly store. The amino acid profile is impressive for a plant protein. The real genius here is cooking time and water efficiency. Unlike beans, which require soaking and hours of cooking time, most lentils are completely ready in 20 to 30 minutes. In a fuel-scarce situation, that difference is absolutely critical. When you're trying to conserve propane or firewood, spending 20 minutes versus 3 hours makes a massive difference. Lentils require about 2 to 3 cups of water per cup of dry lentils. Plan your water supplies accordingly. They'll absorb most of that water during cooking. During my 30-day stockpile test, by the second week, I was completely sick of beans taking forever to cook. I'd wake up, start beans for dinner, and they'd still be cooking hours later. Then I switched to red lentils. 15 minutes from bag to bowl, complete game changer. I could make a meal decision and have it ready almost immediately. Shelf life is excellent. 2 to 3 years in the original packaging if kept dry and cool. Transfer them into airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, and they'll last 10 to 15 years or longer. Some sources claim 20 to 30 years for properly stored lentils. I maintain about 50 pounds across different varieties. Total cost was under $60. One that represents hundreds of high-protein meals that cook quickly and taste different from each other. The variety is crucial for preventing food fatigue. Mark all containers with purchase dates and practice first in, first out rotation. Use them during normal times so nothing goes to waste. Cook with lentils regularly so you know how to prepare them properly when it matters. Food number 6, sea salt in bulk. This one sounds obvious on the surface, but most preppers dramatically underestimate how much salt they actually need. Salt isn't just for flavoring food. It's essential for electrolyte balance, food preservation through curing and pickling, and even wound care in emergency situations. Your body literally cannot function without sodium and chloride. These are essential minerals, not optional nutrients. A family of 4 consumes way more than you think. Cooking, preserving vegetables, making fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi, and replacing electrolytes during physical labor all require substantial amounts. You need pounds of salt, not ounces. Most people think 1 or 2 pounds is enough. It's not even close. I stock approximately 25 pounds. Investment is around $30. That might sound like overkill until you realize that salt has been used as actual currency for thousands of years throughout human history because it's that valuable. Roman soldiers were paid in salt. That's where the word salary comes from. People understand food and water, but they undervalue salt. Salt absorbs moisture from the environment. Store it in airtight containers, preferably food-grade buckets with gamma lids for easy access. Now add a few grains of rice to absorb any moisture that gets in. Some people use oxygen absorbers, but salt doesn't need them since it's a mineral that doesn't oxidize. Shelf life is literally indefinite if kept dry. Salt doesn't go bad. It's a mineral, not an organic compound. Salt deposits in the earth are millions of years old and still perfectly usable. In a real emergency scenario, when the power goes out and you cannot refrigerate meat, you need salt to cure it for preservation. Our ancestors preserved meat for months using just salt. When you're working hard in hot weather, you need salt to prevent dehydration and heat exhaustion. Want to make sauerkraut or pickles for food preservation? You need salt. There's no substitute. Planning to preserve any vegetables long-term? Salt is essential. Quick reference ratios. For food preservation, use 3 tablespoons of salt per quart of water for basic brine. For electrolyte replacement during heavy exertion, use 1/4 teaspoon per liter of water. Don't exceed that amount or you'll make yourself sick. Most preppers have 1 salt shaker in their stockpile. That will last approximately 3 days in an actual emergency situation. Stock bulk sea salt, and you have a multi-purpose survival tool that literally never expires. This is one of the few things you can buy once and never worry about again. Food number 7, quality instant noodles from Asian grocery stores. Not those cheap 25-cent ramen packs you get at regular supermarkets. I'm talking about premium instant noodles. 2 years ago, I conducted a 30-day test where I actually ate from my stockpile exclusively. By day 12, I was so incredibly sick of rice and beans that I almost abandoned the entire test. My wife was irritable. Kids were constantly complaining about the food. Everyone's mood was terrible because the food was terrible. Then I remembered these noodle blocks I'd picked up from an Asian market. Complete game changer. Suddenly, everyone was excited about mealtime again. Here's what makes these different from regular ramen. First, the noodle quality is actually legitimate. Wheat-based, sometimes egg-based, with genuine nutritional content. Some varieties pack 6 to 8 grams of protein per serving. The noodles themselves are thicker, more substantial, and actually fill you up. But the real magic is in the seasoning packets. These include complex spice blends, dried vegetables, real mushroom powder, genuine soup bases, and significantly varied flavors. You can get tom yum, curry, miso, sesame, spicy beef, seafood, dozens of different flavors. Compare that to the 3 flavors you get with cheap ramen. In an actual emergency situation, when you're eating identical food for weeks on end, morale matters more than most people realize. Food fatigue is real and it's devastating. I've seen people refuse to eat because they couldn't stomach another meal of bland rice and beans. That's dangerous. These noodles prevent that problem. Sodium warning. These are very high in sodium content, typically 800 to 1,500 milligrams per serving. If you have high blood pressure or sodium sensitivity, use only half the seasoning packet. You can still get good flavor with half the sodium. I maintain about 100 blocks in my stockpile. What investment is around $75 to $100 from Asian markets. Each block provides a complete meal, takes approximately 3 minutes to prepare, requires minimal water, about 2 cups, and the variety keeps you mentally sane. 3 minutes of cooking time means you can have hot food almost instantly. Go to your local Asian supermarket. Look for brands that local Asian customers actually buy. If you see Asian families buying it, that's a good sign. Avoid anything labeled refrigerate after opening. Stick exclusively to fully shelf-stable options. Read the packaging carefully. Keep them in their original packaging and store everything in large plastic bins. Stack them flat, and they take up surprisingly minimal space. 100 blocks easily fits in one medium storage bin. During actual shortage situations, nobody thinks to panic buy at Asian grocery stores. While other supermarket shelves are completely stripped bare, these ethnic markets typically stay fully stocked. That's your competitive advantage. Most Americans don't even know these markets exist. Check expiration dates every 6 months. Use oldest products first and replace them as you go. Rotate through your stock during normal times so you know what you like and how to prepare them properly. Number 8 is tiny but incredibly mighty, chia seeds. Yes, from those Chia Pet commercials you remember from the 90s. Chia seeds are one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can possibly stockpile. 2 tablespoons contain 4 grams of protein, 11 grams of fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, magnesium, and iron. That's an impressive nutritional profile for something so small. Here's the survival application that most people completely miss. Chia seeds absorb 10 to 12 times their weight in water and create a gel-like substance. You can make them into a filling pudding with just water and maybe some honey or dried fruit, or add them to soups and stews to stretch meals further and add nutrition. In a survival situation where you need to stay full on limited food supplies, chia seeds are your secret weapon. They expand in your stomach, keeping you satisfied for hours on minimal calories. The fiber content slows digestion, which means sustained energy rather than spikes and crashes. Mixing ratio: 1 part chia seeds with a minimum of 4 parts water. Let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes until a gel forms. You can eat it immediately or let it sit longer for a thicker consistency. Shelf life is impressive. It kept in an airtight container in a cool, dark place. They last 2 to 4 years. In the freezer, 4 to 5 years or longer. Some sources claim even longer shelf life with proper storage. I discovered this while backpacking long distances. I needed high nutrition with minimal weight in my pack. 2 tablespoons of seeds mixed with some water, and I had a meal that kept me going for hours without weighing me down. Hikers have been using chia seeds for decades because they work. I maintain about 10 pounds in my stockpile. Investment is around $60 when buying in bulk quantities from places like Costco or online retailers. That represents hundreds of servings of nutrient-dense food, taking up minimal storage space. 10 pounds of chia seeds fits in a small bucket. Usage options: eat chia seeds dry by sprinkling them on anything. They're crunchy and add texture. Make chia pudding for a filling breakfast or snack. Add them to smoothies if you have access to a blender. Use them as an egg replacer in baking by mixing 1 tablespoon of chia with 3 tablespoons of water to equal 1 egg. Let it sit for 5 minutes until it gels. Stir them into oatmeal for extra nutrition and thickness. Food number 9 is something most preppers have never even heard of, but experienced survivalists have relied on it for decades. Textured vegetable protein, or TVP. It's dehydrated soy protein that comes in chunks or granules. It's incredibly lightweight, lasts for years in storage, and when properly rehydrated, it has a texture remarkably similar to ground meat. Not identical, but close enough that when mixed into sauces and seasonings, most people can't tell the difference. I discovered it while researching how long-distance hikers manage protein intake on extended trails like the Appalachian Trail or Pacific Crest Trail. They can't carry heavy cans of food for months, so they rely heavily on TVP for protein. 1 pound of dried TVP rehydrates to equal approximately 2 to 3 pounds of ground meat equivalent. That's a 2 to 3 times expansion just from adding water. The weight savings and space savings are enormous. When stored in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, TVP lasts 5 to 10 years, with some sources claiming up to 15 years or longer if properly stored in ideal conditions. Protein content is impressive, approximately 12 grams per 1/4 cup dry serving. That's competitive with actual meat. The texture and protein make it a legitimate meat substitute for survival purposes. TVP requires about 7/8 cup of hot water or broth for each 1 cup of dry product. Let TVP soak for about 10 minutes until it reaches a meat-like texture. Using broth instead of water adds significantly more flavor. Use it in chili, tacos, spaghetti sauce, shepherd's pie, sloppy joes, or anywhere you would normally use ground meat. Season it aggressively because TVP itself is fairly bland. The cost advantage is unbeatable. A 1-pound bag runs approximately $6 and produces the equivalent of 2 to 3 pounds of ground meat. Compare that to freeze-dried meat at $20 per small pouch that rehydrates to maybe half a pound. I maintain about 20 pounds in my stockpile. That's equivalent to 40 to 60 pounds of ground meat, taking up a fraction of the space and costing a fraction of the price. 20 pounds fits in one 5-gallon bucket with room to spare. Transfer from the original bag into Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers or into food-grade buckets with tight sealing lids. Keep everything cool and dry for maximum shelf life. Storage requirements, airtight containers, and keep away from heat sources. Heat degrades quality over time. Warning, TVP is made from soybeans. If anyone in your household has a soy allergy, this won't work for you. Test for allergies before buying bulk quantities. Also, most TVP is produced from GMO soybeans. If you want non-GMO options, look for organic or certified non-GMO versions, which cost significantly more, but are available if that matters to you. Number 10 is old school. But most preppers store it completely wrong. Powdered milk. Most people buy powdered milk and leave it sitting in the original cardboard box on a shelf. It's a major mistake that will cost them. The cardboard box allows moisture and air to penetrate. Your powdered milk will be clumpy, stale, and degraded within just a few months. Then when you actually need it, it's unusable. Here's my process. Buy non-fat powdered milk in bulk quantities because whole milk powder contains fats that go rancid much faster. Transfer it immediately into Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and seal everything with an impulse sealer. Don't delay this process. Do it as soon as you get home. Critical distinction here. Non-fat powdered milk has a 15 to 20-year shelf life when properly stored. Whole milk powder only lasts 5 to 10 years because of the fat content that goes rancid. That's a huge difference. Stored correctly, non-fat powdered milk lasts 15 to 20 years. It's an excellent source of calcium and protein, and when fortified, vitamin D as well. Always check labels for fortification. You want those added vitamins. It's incredibly versatile in application. Reconstitute it for drinking. Use it in baking for bread, muffins, pancakes, and biscuits. Add it to coffee or tea. Make yogurt if you have a starter culture. You can even make simple cheese like paneer with it. Mix into oatmeal for extra protein and creaminess. Reconstitution ratio. Use 1/3 cup of powdered milk plus 1 cup of water to make 1 cup of reconstituted milk. Adjust ratios based on how strong or weak you want the flavor. And I maintain about 30 pounds in my stockpile. Investment is around $80 to $100 depending on where you buy it. That represents decades of shelf-stable dairy that requires absolutely no refrigeration. In a long-term crisis, that's invaluable. Pro tip, mix half powdered milk and half fresh milk when cooking during normal times. Your family will gradually get used to the taste without even realizing it. When you need to use only powdered milk during an emergency, it won't be a shock to their system. They'll already be familiar with the taste. During any crisis, dairy products disappear incredibly fast from stores. Milk, butter, cheese, all gone within hours. Having powdered milk means you can still make comfort foods like pancakes, muffins, creamy soups, and macaroni and cheese that help maintain morale. That matters enormously when you're dealing with scared kids. Keep Mylar bags in a cool, dark location. Heat and light will degrade vitamins and quality over extended time. A basement or interior closet works well. Food number 11, hard winter wheat berries. Number 11 is the foundation that serious preppers actually understand and prioritize. Hard winter wheat berries. This is whole, unground wheat in its complete form, exactly as it comes off the plant after harvest. When stored properly in food-grade buckets with oxygen absorbers, it lasts 20 to 30 years or longer. Some sources claim properly stored wheat can last 50+ years. Compare that to regular all-purpose flour, which lasts 1 to 2 years maximum. Whole wheat flour goes rancid in just 3 to 6 months because of the natural oils present in the grain. A store-bought flour is essentially useless for long-term storage, but whole wheat berries stay fresh for literal decades. When you're ready to use them, you grind them into fresh flour using a grain mill. Freshly ground flour's nutritional content is incomparable to store-bought processed flour. All the vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats remain completely intact instead of being degraded through processing and extended storage time. The taste is also noticeably better, fresher, and nuttier. A hand-cranked grain mill costs approximately $60 to $80 for basic models, though quality mills run anywhere from $150 to $600, depending on features and capacity. Grain mill options breakdown. Budget level. Corona mill costs $60 to $80. It works but requires significantly more physical effort and produces coarser flour. Ush mid-range, Victoria or country living mills cost $150 to $300. Better quality, easier to use, and produce finer flour. Premium level, Wonder Mill or Nutrimill costs $300 to $600. Fastest and easiest grinding experience with consistent results. In a grid-down situation, you can make fresh bread indefinitely as long as you have wheat berries stored. That's real food security. I maintain 200 pounds in 5-gallon buckets with oxygen absorbers. Total investment was approximately $70 to $80. That's enough flour for my entire family for over a year of regular consumption, possibly longer if we're careful. Wheat berries are incredibly calorie-dense, approximately 1,545 to 1,600 calories per pound. When you need maximum calorie intake with minimal weight and space, wheat delivers efficiently. It's one of the most efficient foods for survival storage. Versatility options. Grind into flour for bread, pancakes, tortillas, biscuits, and pasta. Cook whole like rice for a chewy, nutritious grain side dish with a pleasant texture. Sprout them for fresh greens during winter months when fresh produce isn't available. Grow wheat grass for juicing if you have the equipment. Make wheat porridge similar to oatmeal. Sprouting instructions. Soak wheat berries for 8 to 12 hours in clean water, then drain and rinse twice daily. Keep them in a jar covered with cheesecloth. Sprouts are ready for consumption in 2 to 3 days when they develop small tails. They add fresh nutrition and crunch to any meal. Gluten-free note: if someone in your household has celiac disease or gluten sensitivity, store rice, quinoa, now or certified gluten-free oats instead of wheat. Don't try to force wheat on someone with a genuine gluten problem. It's dangerous. Here's the bottom line that matters. While everyone else is fighting over the same tired, overpriced prepper foods that get advertised everywhere, you now have knowledge of 11 items that are cheaper, easier to store, more nutritious,